When it comes to 1911s, there are many makes and models out there. In this video, what I'm going to do is review a Colt 1911 that has had some custom work done to it. I'm going to take it to an indoor range, see what it can do, and then after that, what I'm going to do is take it to a competition. I'm going to shoot an IDPA match and see what the gun and I can do at the same time. Safety first. I'm going to keep my finger off the trigger, muzzle pointed in a safe direction. I'm going to lock the slide back, remove the safety flag, do a visual and physical inspection, and make sure that there are no live rounds near the gun. Then I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to ease the slide down. If you're already familiar with the 1911, I'm not going to bore you with all the parts on the gun. I'm just going to go over some of the parts that stand out to me. And those are: the front sight has a tritium post to it. The slide has some serrations on there. That's for your chamber check to see if there's a round in the chamber. You have an aftermarket rear sight, which is blacked out. So it's not a 3-dot sight system. It's just got a front dot, and then you've got a blacked out rear sight. Very quick to line up. Aftermarket hammer, your grip safety. You've got a flat mainspring housing that has this golf ball type texture to it. The lanyard loop. Your aftermarket grips. You've got the golf ball texture on the grip. Dawson light ray. This is for adding lasers or a flashlight. Whatever you want on there, you can put on it. Gear used for the competition. Holster was a COMP-TAC holster. This was made specifically for a Colt 1911 with a Dawson rail. The magazines used were a Chip McCormick magazine. And when you hear people talk about reliable magazines, you're either going to hear Chip McCormick or Wilson Combat Mags. And I've heard people say Chip McCormick's are better than Wilson's for this reason. I've heard Wilson's are better than Chip McCormick's for this reason. So you may come across different reasons for people using different magazines. Best thing to do, I think, is just buy one magazine and have it work with your gun. Use it with your gun and judge for yourself. For the magazine pouch, I used an Eagle Industry FB style magazine pouch. Now that magazine pouch has what's called an Eagle insert lock system, and that's going to hold these magazines in place. So what I have right now is I've got these magazines in this open magazine pouch, and once they're in there, they're pretty much it's reliable. They're not going to come out unless you want them out. So this is the magazine magazine pouch that I use for the competition. No problems whatsoever. I've had it on my belt, and I was able to do a reload. I didn't have to worry about was the magazine pouch going to come off my belt. No problems whatsoever. Very, very reliable. Not being familiar with the 1911 pistol, I took it to an indoor range to put some rounds through it. The Colt is accurate at an indoor range. Now let's see how I do in that competition. You're on lane number 6.
Because she doesn't allow the spring to go. Yeah, and I shot.
I guess I don't need to get out here at 8:30.
And IDPA said you can't. It doesn't say you can't. I looked at we all checked it. That's why all my... Yeah, he grabbed it. Classifier. You know, that was a... I suppose...
So in closing, the gun worked very well. No malfunctions, no problems whatsoever. Gear, holster, and magazine pouch stood in place. Nothing shifted on me. The one thing I did in the competition that I shouldn't have done was I went for speed instead of accuracy. So the old advice of focus on your front sight and squeeze the trigger was definitely not applied on the day of the competition. So I've got to listen to my own advice and go ahead and do that. Focus on the front sight, squeeze the trigger, and I'll get better results next time. Do a Colt 1911 custom. Thank you, Crow. There are many makes and models out there. In this video